Well, we can all have a push. We can all pull a bat. We can all pull a bat.
We can all pull a bat a little bit. Do you want to pull a bat? Have a little pull and a push.
I sit down, fam. All right, we'll have the board UI up here. I'm going to start, of course, with E4. It's best by test, as per Bobby Fischer.
I see you playing the Alakine defense, so...
Yeah, but you don't know what I got prepped. E5. C4. Okay, that's all correct. Now I can play my D4. I can play, you know, F4, get the big 4 pawns attack. Or we go A4, going straight after the knight. Threatening, in fact. And I'll give you this one for free to trap it with A5. So what are you going to do?
Defend it, bro.
Long-term fans of the channel will know what this position is begging for. It is begging for rook to A3. This is known as the Tate variation, named after international master EMORY Tate. According to the book by Daim Shabazz called Triple Exclam, I believe.
He's dropping ball knowledge, yeah.
This is knowledge. This is game knowledge. Pub quiz. What do the following have in common? London, Budapest, Berlin, Vienna. If you said chess openings, you'd be right, but that is not the answer I'm looking for. They're all places that the government will think you are when you use Atlas VPN. Right now, Atlas VPN is running a big deal. They are offering their premium service for just $1.83 per month with 3 months extra and a 30-day money-back guarantee. This is a limited time offer, so make sure to click my link in the description below and check it out. With Atlas VPN, you can watch all your favorite shows. We've got Breaking Bad here. You can watch Lord of the Rings. You can watch anything. I'm not even going to talk about this one, what's going on there. Anything that's blocked in your country, Top Gear, you can use their service. Even if you're using it on your phone, as you see here, you can still use it on any other device when you have their premium service. It is not limited to just one device. If you want to be protected while you watch Will Taylor Chess on the big screen, be like this woman, use Atlas VPN. Once again, that is $1.83 per month, about £1.50 for my British audience. Click the link in the description. Let's get on with the video. This variation with a super early rook lift. Oh, you think I'm gonna hang my rook? You think I'm gonna hang my rook? Rook to G3. What are you saying about that? I'm gonna lift my rook and have it sitting there. Beautiful.
Alright. Say that.
G6. G6.
G6 one.
What, are you trying to fiancate with that bishop? I don't care. H4. H4. You play G6, I play H4.
H4. How about that? H5.
You're boring. Okay. D4. Full center.
No piece is taken yet, come on. Alright, we'll develop a knight.
Knight C6, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, reasonable move. Definitely a reasonable move. Definitely a reasonable move. I'm going to play Knight C3. I feel like that can't be a bad move. Develop under the C pawn. Beautiful stuff. Fat center.
I'm going to go for an outlandish D5. Take en passant if you want.
I could take en
as
passant.
the chess gods demand.
Okay. I don't think I will be taking en passant.
You should.
No, you play bishop takes D6. I'm not happy about that. I think I'll push past C5. How about that? Get my little bowl in the center. Where are you going with that knight?
It's fair enough.
You know, it's C4. I'll just take it. Or maybe I won't.
I think I'm going to go for
Okay.
knight to D7.
Okay. Understandable. Definitely understandable.
I do believe the purpose of the Alakine opening is to allow you to overextend your pawns and...
I mean, yeah.
To me, it's looking like a couple overextended...
No, mate. No. Knight F3.
Right.
Knight to F3. So knight F3, defending the pawn on D4. Do you know what I mean? You think my center's overextended? I think you can't move your dark square bishop. You also can't move your light square bishop. And where are your knights going?
My knights are fine.
Your knights are going nowhere,
My
mate.
knights are fine.
Your knights are going absolutely nowhere.
My
You're about to
knights
get crushed under the pressure
I don't agree.
of your king side collapsing. That's what I'm about to say.
Alright. Well, let's see a little bit of B6.
I don't care about B6.
Alright.
Why would I care about B6? Why would I care about B6 when I can play bishop D3 and ignore everything you just did? Why would I care? Why do I care about B6? Tiny little pawn move on the queen side. Your king side is about to get slapped. I'm warning you now.
Bishop A6.
Bishop A6. No, I'm thinking about doing something saucy here. Surely.
I can also trade and take, and if takes, I take. If takes, queen e2, queen h4, g3, knight g.
Bishop A6.
Bishop A6.
You like bishop A6? Yeah, you're happy about that?
I'm quite happy about it.
Eat my rook, man. Eat that rook. Hold it.
Okay,
I've
so
been warning you. I've been warning you. Your king side's about to get torn open.
Takes with check. I've got 2 moves.
You gotta look after your king side, man.
Say less.
Oh, you're
I'll take
taking
the
that?
material.
Oh, will you?
I'll take the material.
Check.
Check. No worries, mate.
No worries. Are you sure about no worries?
One move, I believe.
Yep. Check. Check. How's your material now? How's your material feeling now? Yeah. Okay, so as you just saw, Toby just got absolutely crushed by a disgusting rook sacrifice. There might have been bishop takes d3, queen takes d3. However, disgusting bishop sacrifice. The Tate variation coming in handy. And the forfeit, of course. Oh! There we go. Okay, so welcome to the second half of this video. This is the analysis portion where we actually try and learn something from that crazy game that we just saw. So what I've done is I've put the whole game into Lichess here, as you can see, and over here we have this graph. What this graph tells us is that I was pretty much always winning, apart from this 1 point over here, just after I played the Tate variation with rook a3, which is obviously a little dubious. I mean, it's a rook lift on like move 5. It can't not be dubious. You can see that I played that with an accuracy of 88% and my brother played that with an accuracy of 68%. So, you know, 70-90, not too bad. The blunder, of course, was him taking the rook. Okay, so let's go through the game. Now, if we look at the Masters database here as we go through the start of this game, we see e4, knight f6, Alekhine's defense here. This is not completely unpopular opening, but it is, I mean, only 20,000 times played in the Masters database. Look, it's all the way down here in terms of popularity. We've got the Sicilian, E5, French, Caro-Kann, Pitts, all above that, etc. So we see knight to f6. I push the pawn. This is obviously the main line, E5. They move the knight, and then, yeah, d4 is playable. D4 is the best move at master level, but if we look at the Lichess database, you know, c4 starts to make much more of an appearance. The reason to go c4 is that after knight b6, and let's just have a quick look, we've seen that this has been played in a game by Hikaru Nakamura and against Magnus Carlsen, so, you know, the GOATs there. Knight b6, here, this move a4 has the highest win rate at master level. Look at this, 36%, 30%, 35%, 46% win rate. And then these two are kind of trivial moves because we have less than 10 games here. a4, the engine thinks it's an inaccuracy, and it most certainly is. However, there is a line with d6. However, after a5, knight back, e6 takes. This is a really clunky center to play through. I have a tutorial on this. I think it's called How to Play Like EMORY Tate, something like that. But instead, of course, my brother picks this a5 move here. We are still following a couple of master games. And now, as we see here, 6 games, 3 of them won, 3 of them drawn for white, and none of them lost with this move, rook to a3. Now, we'll close the database here because every master has responded with d6 rather than e6. However, e6 is a completely reasonable move, as we'll see. Look at the engine. In fact, Toby, better than all of the masters, matching Stockfish's best response here. And then instead of rook e3, I went for rook to g3. Both are playable because I really like the pressure it exerts here. Now, Toby saw the pressure on here and decided to push this pawn. However, I can play d4, but obviously if I can play h4, you know I'm going to do it. So I went for it. And if he doesn't play h5 here, basically I'm going to play h5. And it could get really messy. Let's see, we see bishop g7. Already, after we like defend the pawn, if castles, he's dead lost after h5. Both of these rooks staring here in such a weird way, having got this rook all the way over and active before any of the minor pieces. And we're just completely crushing here. We can probably bring the queen into where h5. Like, for instance, if takes, it's just here in this checkmate by force after they throw away all their pieces. It's a venomous move, h4, in response to g6. So he just plays h5, which is a little inaccurate. He should have gone for d6. Now I go for d4, and I claim this fat center. Now, he doesn't start chipping away with d6. He instead plays knight to c6. I go for knight c3. This is a great move. d5 here is a bit of a mistake. So the engine wants him to play d6, and that's the only move here, if we have a look at the lines, that maintains any kind of balance for black. Because after this, c5, the knight has to go back, and he's just absolutely, I think I mentioned it in the game itself, he can't move the bishop. He can barely move this bishop because, I mean, we just dominate these dark squares here. This knight has just no moves except from going back here to b8, and this knight's hardly much better. I mean, maybe it can come to b4, but why do I care about a knight on b4 when all the action is on this side of the board? So I go for knight to f3 here, the engine's best move. I'm holding on to d4 because basically the idea I was trying to formulate was a really quick, you know, knockout blow with bishop to d3 and a rook sacrifice on here, which obviously ended up happening, although apparently it was a bit dubious, but we'll obviously have a look. However, if I go bishop to d3 immediately, then the knight can take this pawn. So I decided to play knight to f3, which the engine agrees with. And here's where Toby played b6. Now, this kind of makes no sense, but you've got to forgive him for playing b6 because you can't really play through the center of the board. The second you move this pawn, for instance, then, you know, d3 and this is going to fall. And if f5, we can just take this. We could even take it straight away. So you can't really make this break with f6 because of this insane rook here. Pressuring the g6 pawn. There's nowhere really for this bishop to go. The engine says the best move is bishop e7. It looks just really passive. And after bishop d3, the engine then wants b6. So b6, I mean, although it seems like it doesn't make sense, is actually a really good move in the position, trying to make a break where he can and gain some activity on the side of the board that he can actually afford to move. Here I play bishop d3. The engine prefers bishop to b5, getting on this beautiful diagonal. If we see bishop here, then a bishop g5, and my bishops are just slicing. Bishop e7 takes, and then what does the engine want me to do? Castle. Okay, I'm glad I didn't play bishop b5 because I don't think that's as spicy of a threat as bishop d3. It is inaccurate, but apparently my opponent could have gone back, which would have made sense to hold on to. Sorry, I'm saying my opponent, my brother, could have gone back to hold on to g6 here. Toby goes for bishop to a6, and I sack the rook. Now, Lichess says there's a mistake, but look what I can do. Brilliant move. Oh my god, what an amazing sacrifice. So the reason that this was actually a mistake is because the engine finds this insane line where after takes, which I think I mentioned just before I punched him, there's this move knight takes c5. And if I take the knight, there's knight here. And all of a sudden, after we move the queen, they can take the rook, because if we take back here, the king has d7 to run to. This is such a stupidly weird-looking line. The point being that you want to sacrifice this knight for the pawn so that the king can run to here, because of course we saw the problem that after he accepted the rook, which is obviously a blunder, bishop takes, king here only legal move, bishop g5, knight f6 only legal move, by the way. He didn't just give me a knight for no reason. There's no other legal moves. And then after I take here, I think you realise the problem. King d7 and your queen is going to fall, so he just resigned there. You know, I can't really blame him. The point of this whole idea after bishop takes, queen takes, and knight takes here is that if we don't address the problem of the knight, our queen's going to hang. So we don't have time to address the problem of the rook. And then once we do take the knight, this d7 square has been freed up. So as I said, once we follow this line here, the best move would have been to take this pawn or play bishop g5. However, if we go and take this pawn, we're actually losing now. I mean, it's still playable. It's still completely playable and probably still exciting. But there is king d7. And then after c6 check. Okay, if king takes, I can take here. But what if knight takes? Then we take this. And if you take, we go queen f5, king e8. And there's apparently just a forced draw. That's the idea. Okay, insane stuff. But forgive me for not seeing this whole thing with the knight takes on c5 being a tactic. I just thought, okay, if here, and you immediately take this back, then this is just forced checkmate, because after here, we can play knight takes d5, and then bishop g5, and the queen, oh my goodness, and the pawn takes, and if the king tries to run this way, then we give a check, and go checkmate with the pawn. Okay, I mean, what an idea, what a move. Unfortunately, it wasn't completely concrete, but 90% accuracy or 88% accuracy, we will take it. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And if you like these sort of over-the-board games with Toby, if you like these more creative videos, then let me know in the comments and I will certainly make more. If any of you have an idea or anything that I've already done that you want to see again, then let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.